Hey everybody, welcome back to the Urban Hermit Podcast. Cameron Jones here with the podcast boys.
Kermit the Frog. Hey, Urban Kermit.
Urban Kermit? I don't know. I keep almost saying Cult Classic or other podcast. Let me try. The Urban Hermit Podcast. Cameron Jones here.
Mark Nussle.
Podcast boy Jordan Jones.
Thanks.
This is not a Keith Urban podcast.
Not yet. It could be our number one fan page. Like, Mark, really, this is a podcast about nothing. It's much like Seinfeld. It could be about anything, therefore, really, you know.
It's much like Seinfeld. We're shaky in the first couple seasons, and we hope we get picked up. Are we going to be a classic, or are we going to be the next? I don't know.
We're just
California
like Seinfeld.
Dreams?
It's not for everybody, and it will be very dated.
We're not like Seinfeld at all, guys.
So, in recent news, I once again bought my cat's cat leashes and flea collars.
I saw that.
It's been an adventure. I'll let you know. They don't like collars.
You're walking your cats?
No, I'm letting them go in the backyard. It's just they can't be trusted not to be on a rope, essentially, because like they pretty much like to try to scamper and go in the bushes. So if I didn't have a cord just to tug them out of a lot of situations, it'd be terrible. The neighbors have been audibly laughing at me. I can hear them from inside. But it's worth it for my boys.
They're snickering at you from inside. Wow.
No, they're laughing at me, Mark. It's louder than that. Today, the father came out to do some yard work, but it pretty much was him staring at me from the fence line as I guided my cat around on a leash.
How old is this?
Honey, I'm going to go water the hydrangeas. Look at this freak.
Look at this dipshit. I gotta get some eyes on this weirdo.
I'll show you straight. They do not like the process of getting leashed, getting collared, and it's a big fight when the door opens. But as soon as they drop in the grass, they're like, oh, this is awesome.
So
and then they just kind of...
At what point do we trust them to not be leashed? Are you going to let them free range?
Never.
It's a forever.
You can never.
No. They've been pretty anti-flea collar, so I've already just said maybe this experiment's done because they were going pretty crazy.
Why didn't you just get them
a flea collar? You have to... Sorry, what's a flea collar?
It's just the collar.
It's a placebo effect that Cameron paid for from Amazon. It's
it's kind of like
it's gonna stop bugs from getting in here, and then in our next Urban Hermit Cameron's be like, we got a flea problem. I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, I mean, we do the flea dip with the dog.
It's like a citronella candle.
Yeah, it's just there for peace of mind. It doesn't do anything.
It does smell kind of nice and not very poisonous.
Have you guys ever thought that citronella candles attract bugs rather than detract them?
I'm sure it's doing something, but I've never had a situation where we had citronella candles and I wasn't still eaten alive.
Yeah,
you know?
correct.
Yeah.
You need you need to be like surrounded by them. You need a citronella bonfire.
Is it mostly that they're just like producing a lot of smoke and they don't like that? Because like I bet there's better things for me to do that produce smoke. I mean,
no, they don't.
I could just take up smoking again.
I truly don't know what it is, but my guess is it causes us cancer and doesn't kill them at all. But we've all been down that road.
Here's the real lie. Have you guys ever tried the
White Rabbit
bug repellent bracelets and stuff?
Oh, yeah, I see those. Yeah, the little
those
spiral
don't do
things.
a thing. It's essentially a citronella candle like bracelet, but it does nothing. It glows in the dark and smells the same.
Mark and
I see someone wearing one. They're like, I want one. I need one tonight.
No,
well, if you're gonna party,
I think everything causes cancer. I'm like, I don't want cancer on my wrist. Might as well just take a bug bite.
Wrist cancer.
I agree with you, and I'm leaning in that if everything is causing cancer, I'm invincible. It's like Mr. Burns in that episode where he has every disease.
Well,
so you're saying I'm invincible.
You should try DDT then. That probably keeps the bugs away and eats your skin, whatever you're into.
It probably really does. We actually have like lawn weed stuff, like a weed killer in a bug thing for the yard, but I'm kind of terrified to spray it because I think I'm just inhaling straight cancer from the hose.
The most recent cancer spray I had, as you recall, I had a little bit of a wasp problem that I took care of. Mm-hmm. But,
Jeez, now it's insects. We've went from vermin to some rodents to insects now?
We took care of it. We killed them. We had a nest. We got to it early. I did get stung by a wasp, but...
it was a 2-episode parter, but kind of anticlimactic. It turns out he just sprayed it and they died. So it wasn't
okay. That's being a little light of the situation. You were in my corner before. Anyway, I gave a lot of how to kill wasps. But out of all the warnings I've had for at-home pesticides or products, like if you get on your clothes, like you need to wash them right away.
Burn
those clothes.
Just burn those clothes.
Don't get it on anything. And I got them on my clothes. And I just left them in the garage for a while.
It's been a while since I've dealt with anything like that, but anytime it's like, do not get in your eyes, like don't rub anywhere near your mouth.
All of a sudden, and I'm mimicking just,
oh no. Well, yeah. Well, it's always just something stupid. I'm like, oh shit, did that get me? And I do panic.
Well, that's my fear of when I get a snowblower. I'm like, I shouldn't put my hand in that blade in the front, should I? But it's just not kicking out as much snow as I want it to.
Those intrusive thoughts
Oh, yeah.
Creeping in.
That's all I.
Snowblower's going to get you. See, I think we've talked about this on a previous episode, but eventually when I move, I am going to get an electric lawnmower, I think. But that's something that's going to take my hand. Something where I don't know exactly if it's off. It can have a mind of its own. If the robots take over, like,
Not
I'll
a
be
fucking
clean.
Roomba.
Yeah, it's a yard Roomba, essentially. I mean,
Those have, those
anyway.
have to exist,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, they have them.
Yeah,
They're just like those little electric mowers that go back to
Just-
their
It's like
spot.
a Skymall thing.
Rather than like a Roomba gets caught on like a rug, this is just killing birds and getting stuck. You're like, oh no, it's just a minefield out there.
It's got the neighbor's cat.
no.
You know, speaking of Skymall,
I will be
as
right
someone
back.
who's easily
I want a beverage. I'm going to drink a beer. But
Okay.
I'll join
As
into
a-
this antidote.
As someone who's easily
Skymall.
duped into buying things, it's crazy I've never purchased anything off Skymall or just
It's
like
right up your alley.
I've never purchased anything off TV for the $9.95. Like I've never called any of those numbers, but
You know, one that I have purchased. You know those like
yeah.
I have. It was on. I think it was on Nickelodeon.
Oh, it's a toy. That's what'll get you for sure.
It'll get you, and it wasn't Zoo Books. Believe it or not, it was not Zoo Books.
Why would you want that?
You know those bubbles that you can blow, like you can blow up a bubble and they just don't pop.
You put the beans in too
You put
and
the
stuff?
beans in. Yeah, you put the beans in.
You want to know something? I asked my mom for those, and she was like, "No, they're gonna make it's gonna stick to everything, and it's gonna.
But Mark
it's
had
gonna
one.
be gross." It wasn't even that. I don't even know if we were friends by that point. We all wanted those. They was cool. That
Hell
was one
yeah.
of the things that everybody.
couldn't
There was always
pop
like
'em.
there were different forms of gunks and slimes, but this one made bubbles. It was
We
like
were big into gunks and goos back in the 90s.
You want an
Invincible-
unpopular opinion? I didn't like them. Still don't. I think it's just boring.
don't?
Maybe I don't have the imagination for gunks and goos.
now we're talking specifically. Do you remember those like straws and gunk? And it was like an impoppable balloon. You can stuff shit in there, and it'll stay inside. You remember that?
Sorta. Again, you're talking to a guy that's not into gunks or goos. Did
Was there
you as
anything-
kids want to get slime then? You want to be on Nickelodeon and get slimed?
I mean, depending on
know-
the taste.
I think even as a kid, I was like, "This is going to ruin my good pair of jeans." I wore them for the TV day. Like,
Oh,
no, I
yeah.
don't want to
TV day.
get slimed.
Yep.
That's
Nah,
my
so
biggest
no.
animosity about movies and TV shows in general. People are willing to get their shoes wet. If I got my
I'll say
shoes wet,
something.
even
Shoes.
being chased by, say, Michael Myers, like a Thrasher film, you would hear me complaining about it once I thought I was safe. I'm like, fuck, my feet are wet, and I just can't.
God, my boots are just so
damn it.
soggy
Ugh.
now.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to be in the foggy swamp of Legend of the Hidden Temple?
I absolutely would love to do that, but I would like to be provided like on-set shoes or water shoes.
Okay, Mark, do you and I would
wouldn't
love to do?
a silver snake, whatever they're called, silver iguana.
No, I think
That's
I want to
something
be a
monkey.
Gryffindor, and I always have been, and that'll never change. Whatever the fuck the Gryffindors were there, that's what I wanted to be. Would I have
I'll
been
answer you this.
like the golden baboon or whatever? Yeah, probably. That's the Puff. That's Hufflepuff. And
Do I want to be on Legends of the Hidden Temple? Yeah, I want to do that water thing at the beginning, but do I want to chafe in those khaki shorts the rest of the episode? No.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a change of khaki shorts per water obstacle.
you're
know?
definitely chafing throughout the rest of the set. In fact, if I got all the way to the finals and one person runs the obstacle course and the other just cheers them on, right? The other teammate, I'd be like,
Unless they get taken by the guy in the
yeah, but
temple
like,
guys.
you don't want to take
Yeah,
this.
the temple
I'm
guys.
chafing pretty hard from the last couple challenges.
Take me, just take me.
Do you know what I did learn though? And this may be incredibly wrong. I heard that most of the contestants on all the Nickelodeon shows we loved were just patrons of Universal Studios. They went to a show, they
Yeah.
signed up their name.
It's people to just go into the live studio audience. That was part of the fun thing. Did you ever see that 90s documentary, The Orange Years?
Nope. It sounds like
It's
they
actually-
cover that in the orange
Yeah,
years.
it's actually it's pretty interesting. They just talk about the Nickelodeon years, and spoiler alert, the downfall is, and then she moved to Disney, and that's why Disney started doing so great, and Nickelodeon kind of fell off.
Yeah, well, you know, everything has.
Imagine you guys on the trip, and then like Cameron gets picked, and Jordan, you just have to be sitting around for taping for like all afternoon. You're like, fuck this.
that would suck.
Yeah, that would totally be a waste of money. Yeah, and especially if you don't win. Oh God, or your prize just sucks.
There is a prize that for sure was at the end of maybe Guts and Global Guts, maybe not
It's
necessarily.
a Panasonic VCR player.
No, this is the trip
I
I,
wish. That'd be
always
dope.
wanted. Space Camp. You get to go to NASA's Space Camp.
Space Camp.
That
They were
had to
throwing
be
out
fun.
Space Camp like crazy. Yeah,
They
of
didn't
course
really
it was.
tell you what Space Camp was, but it looked and
It had to be
sounded
fun.
cool.
The closest
I'm
either
gonna
of
shoot
us
you
have ever
straight.
been to Space
Lot
Camp.
more math than you thought.
Just a
Lot
bunch
more
of math.
than you thought. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of equations.
exactly right.
Well, you guys went to like a global competition or like a state like national competition. I assume that Space Camp's a little bit like DI or OM.
A lot of
No,
nerds
'cause I
and
don't-
cosplay.
Yeah, you
no,
nailed
that's
it.
just like that's a You're describing a convention. We didn't get to go in any cool fucking flight simulators
Cameron,
or anything.
again,
fun.
they probably didn't get to go into that many. And if they did, it was the elite group that we
It's a
weren't
lot
in.
of
We had
dehydrated ice cream.
we had that.
Hey.
We had a preteen party with inflatable
You had me at
bouncy houses.
dehydrated, and it just got even better with ice cream. Like, sign me up.
Why'd that get you?
That shit
That's weird.
tasted.
I didn't
so
know how to
bad.
make a joke.
Have you ever had that? Like
I like
It tastes
Dippin'
like
Dots.
styrofoam. No, Dippin' Dots is,
the space ice cream.
Oh,
Yeah.
just the dehydrated
Yeah.
shit. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's gross.
It
Dippin'
tasted
Dots
like
is fine.
styrofoam.
What was so wrong with ice cream? Like, is Dippin' Dots that much easier to handle? It seems like they were drinking water in space. You couldn't just squirt a sundae in my mouth.
I don't know
I'd catch it.
necessarily that Dippin' Dots was actually used in the space program. I think it was just.
I don't think it is at all. I
Alive.
think it's just
Was it
ice
just
cream.
alive?
Ice
No, I
cream
think
of
it
the
was just
future.
like branded as the ice cream of the future. And bumpkins like us, when we were
Had
over
nothing
at
to do with
Adventureland or wherever the fuck you were, we're like, all right, well, sign me up.
I
Okay,
do
I'll
like a
get-
Dippin' Dot. I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the flavor, cookies and cream is always great.
Nah, I'd go
Once
the
it gets a
raspberry
little
one.
bit melty, I guess that just becomes ice cream.
Could be
then.
wrong. I think you could just get Dippin' Dots at the grocery store in your frozen food section and ice cream section.
I only know that you can get them at the Lincoln Park Zoo. That's it.
That is probably the last place I got it too. Okay, I'll say this: I love a good mom and pop ice cream place. I can always have a good time in an ice cream place.
Good
but
call.
frozen yogurt, I always end up leaving paying way too much because I was just a dumbass or the wrong
But you
flavors.
put
or-
gummy bears in there or something that you're like, this isn't working.
Two toppings.
You can't.
Two toppings.
You can't put gummies in an ice cream. It just gets hard as a
toppings.
rock.
Two
Can't do
toppings.
it.
You can't do more than a traditional sundae has. You can pick your sauce, and you can do a nut or a candy, whatever you want. But two toppings. That's it.
Unless you are going for like a sundae and you're like getting a little caramel, getting a little hot fudge, getting a little nut. You know, you can go up to 4, and if it's like a
Stop
real
saying
recipe.
nut like it's just. Can we
Nut.
both stop saying nut?
No, we can't.
Sometimes you feel like one. That is a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Macadamia nut. What is that? Oh, best in show.
I guess the worst nut thing is nut butter, and that's just replaced like other types of peanut butter. They're made from different types of nuts. I think we got to
Yeah.
change that. We can't go with that.
I
Nut
agree.
cheese. There's nut cheese. Cameron knows about nut cheese.
Yeah,
That also sounds pretty gross. Both real things, dairy-free cheese or dairy-free cheese. But saying nut cheese and nut butter definitely sounds like I'm talking about my balls.
oh yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. Yeah, it does. That
Yeah,
sounds
that's okay.
like nut butter sounds like semen, right? We're all in agreement to that.
I was.
Yeah.
That's well. I wasn't going there.
In animal news, do you guys remember a few months ago how I had like 3 different stories of kangaroos being loose?
No.
Loose
They're
wallaby eludes capture for more than a week in Ohio. August 19th, police in Ohio said a wallaby was on the loose for more than a week and hasn't been spotted in days.
Now,
A pair-
the real question is this loose from a zoo or animal sanctuary or somebody's backyard?
It seems like it's some sort of it's small zoo. One of those like shit zoos is what it seems like you got away
so
from.
someone's
A Shih Tzu?
backyard.
It
Nice.
says the police on Thursday had it cornered in the woods, but it escaped because they didn't know how to safely capture a wallaby, so they didn't want to touch it.
I'll speak from someone that's cornered a couple vermin. They didn't want to get bit. They're like, you get it. You get it. No, you get it.
Oh, that is 100%. That's
Big
what just
got
happened
loose.
with me in the yard. Right before this podcast, there was a neighbor's dog loose in the yard. Same thing happened. I wasn't going to be the one to lunge for this. I don't know if it bit or something, you know.
Ooh, I know that now that I've moved to a more home situation. Hopefully, it doesn't happen at this one. I'm definitely
What,
gonna
a
have
loose wallaby?
no, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to deal with a bat someday. I'm surprised you haven't had one at either of your guys' places.
You know, really surprisingly, no mice, no
Chicago's
real
more of
bats.
a rat.
Yeah, you'll have to deal with the rat situation. That's for sure.
Definitely had roach issues once or twice in the city, but not so much mice.
So-
Knock on wood. Haven't seen. No, wallaby. Sorry, wallaby. That's Rocco's Modern Life. That's what he was.
yeah, it's the smallish kangaroo
Exactly.
looking thing.
you
so
are
they
going to
have
recognize
now,
them from wearing a Hawaiian shirt, but no pants.
Experts from Noah's Lost Ark Exotic Animal Sanctuary are now assisting the county with the efforts.
He's on that Daffy Duck shit.
The more words you have at your animal sanctuary, the less I think it's legitimate. I don't believe it at all. That's too many fucking words. Do we have a Noah's Ark farm?
Sanctuary? So they only keep 2 of each kind. Any more than that, they euthanize.
Well, it turns out that second wildebeest. Wallaby. That second wallaby is about to get euthanized. Then it sounds like, and that's a bummer.
Only if there's already 2 in capture, Jordan. It might be fine. We don't know. I'm kind of curious to my previous question. You stopped to get a beverage. Is there any like infomercial or something on Skymall that you were close to purchasing? Because there's been Mark got on those like the GAC, those balloons that don't pop. You're holding up a beverage.
Oh, I got an Oktoberfest beer. They're rampant, and I didn't have any last year because I was trying to lose
no free ads.
What? Oh,
well, I didn't see what kind.
I think it's from Germany. I couldn't even say it if I. Yeah. They spelled beer.
There's those 10-tiered dog fountains that always look cool. I didn't even have a dog at the time. I was like, I could figure that out. You'd get a dog.
Wait, dog fountain. Wait, what?
From Skymall. Sorry, I'm back at Skymall.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was like, wait, what? I did get. Do you remember? I got one of those water fountains for the cat, but you need to clean it all the time and get filters for it. So it's just like an upkeep thing. It sucked. It just got full of gunk.
There's only been one thing in Skymall that I saw, and I'm like, oh, this actually makes sense, and I want it. I could probably get it on Amazon now, but it was a brownie pan, like a baking pan, but it had a grid in all corners. That's the only thing that's made sense.
All corner pieces. That's amazing.
Am I wrong in saying if you miss something on Skymall, there's like an 80% chance it's a Bed Bath & Beyond item?
No, I think none of this exists anywhere in the marketplace.
Okay.
I would say it's more of a mall kiosk type situation you're dealing with. I don't think any in-store situation's dealing with them. I will say this, though. More than the Skymall itself, what I wanted to do was get enough gumption to really sling some magazines for my school and get one of those inflatable chairs or see-through phones as a prize. Those are something I could have signed up for.
I'm not going to lie, for doing bare minimum of just having like our family re-up subscriptions, I got like a phone, like one year I got like a couple light up like lava lamp kind of shit. I always got like dumb 90s kitschy things for my room that ended up getting used.
Here's what kids will never, like every kid will have a smartphone by the time they're 6 or whatever, but they're going to miss out on a themed phone that you had in your bedroom. Like, oh, is that your globe or is it your telephone? Is that a baseball mitt or is it your phone? Is that a football or is it your phone? Is that a fax machine? Yeah, it's also my phone. that was our situation.
Listen here,
now
boys.
It's just cell phone colors.
Skymall went bankrupt in 2015 and sold for just 1.9 million after the bankruptcy. Only 1.9 million.
So Skymall's gone?
Well, when's the last time you saw it on a
Skymall's
flight?
gone. Let me see if I can go to
thought the last time I was on a
skymall.com right
flight. Yeah, I could have sworn I still saw it the last time I was flying, which was like what, year and a half ago, maybe.
Now that I think of it, I have not seen a Skymall.
All right.
Oh, that would have been a great going out of business sale.
No, it's just like Amazon.
That'd be
fucked
amazing.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the answer. Should we try to start Skymall? Is that our new business venture?
No, it sounds like it only sold for 1.9, and I don't know where their inventory went to.
But we're gonna call ours the Sky Bazaar, so it's more of a global reach.
Let's see. I don't have a play on mall. The Sky Out. Nope, still mall in it. The Sky Outlet. We're not quite a mall. It's more just
sounds more like a power thing. Seems more like a charging
maybe like
station.
Shack. Maybe something with Shack. Radio Shack.
Sky Shack.
Shack.
Well, Love Shack is taken, I believe, right?
I would believe so. Oh, speaking of Radio Shacks and equipment, did you guys hear about that Janet Jackson song? That's like crashing computers. Well, it's an old thing, but
no.
Wait, what?
This popped up like 3 times today on different TikTok
Camera's still
videos,
trying to see Janet Jackson's nipple, and he just cannot stop crashing his computer. I don't think that's a song, Cameron.
It has taken down 3 different computers. No, it is the 1989 hit Rhythm Nation.
I know
Janet
the
Jackson
song, yeah.
Anytime Cameron tries to pull up the titty, it just like doesn't load. It's almost there. It's like half the screams. Like, God damn.
Cameron has LimeWire on his computer just for that again, and it just will not load.
This is actually kind of crazy though. So there's a problem with the song. You know how like an opera singer will hit a note and it can resonate with glass and it's the same frequency and it'll shatter?
I believe there's a South Park episode about that where everybody shits their pants.
Yeah. Well, essentially, it's the same thing with these computers where for some reason in that song, there's the frequencies just cause your computer to completely crash. And it's not just like the computer playing the song. If that song, the vibrations get the computer, it'll cause any laptops to just crash.
Well, I will try not to play that. Is that any recording? If I just had it on iTunes on my computer or something? It would crash?
Any recording. I saw like 4 different videos today of people just holding their computers up to speakers. This is specifically a Microsoft problem, not an Apple.
Okay, well, I got something in between. My computer's a real piece of shit. I'm not going to say
so
what it
we're
is.
fine.
Yeah, cool.
We're totally fine.
No, I didn't know about that, but that's a good The More You Know, which is celebrating its 30th year anniversary. The more you know. That thing. The NBC public service announcement.
Yeah, I got you.
So the more you know. You guys just drank at the same time. It's like a jinx.
You owe me a Coke, Mark.
So I'll tell you what I'm dealing with. So living in this new city, I'm living in Northeast Iowa, moved back home. I'm trying to find new places to walk, and it turns out a lot of them are kind of like forest preserve areas, with trails.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have nothing but options to walk around.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. So it's really nice, but on every walk now, every corner I turn, I'm prepared to, you guessed it, yes, see a dead
Find a
body.
body?
Because that's exactly where they belong.
Now, this was your fear of last week, so I take it you don't have any solutions. Don't look down. Just keep your eyes up, man.
I think you're going to... Here's what I've noticed about walking. If there's something dying or dead, you're going to smell it before you get to it, and because that's just like animals I've seen. So if there's a dead body, I'm definitely going to notice it. What do you do?
Your solution now.
Finding a dead body, there's a lot of questions you got to ask. There's a lot of paperwork you got to fill out, probably.
I assume
Now-
I have to call,
Not
though.
for me.
I have to call the
Well, now,
police, right?
funny
I
enough, I
can't
was
just
listening to-
look around.
Well, I
to
was
see if
listening to
anybody
another
notices me?
podcast. Funny enough, this weekend they were debating that. Do you call it in and become a suspect, like number one suspect immediately, and you're going to have to clear your name, or do you just walk away and hope you didn't leave any evidence there and someone else is that person? Because if you do walk away and then it's found that you were there, then you're fucked.
Jordan's got size 5 men's, and that doesn't.
Yeah,
those
they've
mud
got
trails are
got
leading
crosses
right
in the
back.
heels too. Plus, like the way Maximus Aurelius walks around in his dreams, going back to see his family,
yeah.
just
Fuck yeah,
fingering all the flowers and stuff. That's how I walk.
It's wheat. I think it's like
it's
a
wheat.
field.
Yeah. He's a farmer or whatever. Just fingering that wheat up.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
said
I do.
fingering the flowers. Jesus Christ!
Well-
What movie did you watch?
I mean, he was
Gladiator?
caressing the wheat. Is that what you will? Well,
Yeah, that feels better to hear. Yeah,
It feels better.
I'm walking through more of a prairie situation with some pretty pops of color, and I'm just, just floating around and just caressing that as I walk. So
Wait, why are we caressing grass? I completely lost train of like why you're talking that you're Maximus
I'm
Aurelius.
walking through fields myself.
Oh, gotcha. That's what
I'm
you're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So if I call a dead body though, can we stand by me it? Can we do you guys want to see a dead body? Nowadays, stand by me
4
would just
hours
be.
to see-
I would just send you a picture. It's like, guys, I found a dead body.
Oh, gross.
shit,
Why'd
look at
you do
this.
that?
No, it's Ray Brower.
Yeah, I'm definitely not driving 4 hours to see a dead body and become part of an
Yeah, I would take a
investigation.
selfie. It's
No,
fine.
you would need to hike 6 days, I think. You don't just get a drive.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. This was the whole topic of how it's a whole weird concept.
But
really.
we never released it. So this is...
we did. That
No,
was-
we
I think that was
didn't
a different
release an
tweeter.
Urban Hermit.
I think we released that one.
No,
though.
we started recording it, and we're both like, this sucks, right? And we never
Yep.
released it. Check it out. Let us know if we release this as a retread. I'm pretty sure we didn't.
You'd be surprised out there, people. So I have a question for you. A friend of a friend recently had some plastic surgery, but then a question was posed. If you had to give plastic surgery and you have to have something implanted,
Oh, if I were
What-
to have plastic surgery?
you have to have plastic surgery and you can't, it's not like a lipo thing. We can't take anything off. You have to get
Gotta add something.
You have to add something. What would you do? I mean,
like this.
for us, it's muscle definition. Do you guys remember that MTV episode a few years ago? Well, a few years ago.
20
that guy
years
that got
ago?
the-
No.
Yeah, of the guy that got the calf implants on True Life.
Yeah, I'm doing something similar. I'm doing biceps. I'm doing a really gross biceps.
It's going to be like an unnatural ball
Oh,
for
yeah.
you, though. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
rest
yeah.
is just like your regular arm.
Flaccid.
I'm going to double the size of my Adam's apple.
Oh god.
That seems dangerous. I don't even think they
sure.
should
Are
do
you
it.
choking? I don't think you should go through.
Imagine that just yodeling around in my throat.
Cameron's just always like, "Did you see something? Look into the
fucking
profile."
goofy.
So is Adam's apple. I don't know. I don't want. I just get a nice fat ass implant and become an Instagram model.
Nice
just
fat
your
ass,
typical
yeah.
stuff.
I can see you with the fat ass.
You got to watch out for those. Those get botched a lot. Make
I'm not
sure
saying
you
your
go
ass
somewhere-
isn't fat though. I'm not saying it
no,
isn't.
he has a Jones ass. Unfortunately, he has a flat
What's
ass.
that?
I have a flat ass.
Flat.
That's something. I'm worried that I'm going to pass on to my child. Have a flat ass little kid. I don't know. We'll have to. We'll see.
Fucking fat
How's the flatness in the wife's side of the family? I mean, I've never really
They
paid
seem to
attention.
Seems a little
they seem to have
inappropriate.
normal butts.
Normal butts.
Yeah.
There you go. 50% chance then.
I know, but if it's flat, then I know it came from me. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, probably.
But everything ebbs and flows. It could have real nice boobs some days. We'll probably
Some
go back to
bubble.
boobs. It's like, how jeans are thick now, like baggier. Everything's ebbs and flows. Asses will
Wouldn't
have
it be fun? I mean, technically the genes are in there too. What if you had a 6'3" kid and it came out like me? Wouldn't that be kind of funny?
Yeah, that'd be better. I'm pretty worried that it's going to be super short, though, because
Oh, there's a good chance you're going to
Yeah.
have a hobbit, but that'll be fine too.
Fullback is in the cards.
yeah, fullback, except the only place they exist anymore is University of Iowa.
Big Ten.
No, just Iowa. Maybe Wisconsin has one. I don't know.
High school linebacker, maybe not up to college, but
Yeah. No, we'll see. They could be normal size. They could be small. We don't know yet. We're just hoping for something healthy.
Yeah,
But then
that's all you
after
can
that,
hope for.
that's where all the speculation comes in. Once we know they're healthy, then we've got to really critique it.
Mark, I got good news for you. You're a haircut away. Jordan, you're going to need a little work, unfortunately. You're going to need some time. But the submissions for the National Mullet Contest is not quite over. They will be accepting applications through August, all through August. It's going to be a $2,500 prize. That's all I can really find.
Unfortunately, I feel like there's going to be some really
Good
I don't know what
mullets.
good or gross. Like I think those are the same.
That is the question. Is this how do you win a mullet contest? It is the longest, the greasiest, the curliest?
I'm imagining some really long, like down to the ass, like straight mullets.
I
At what
feel,
point-
I feel
I mean,
like I've actually.
I think that wins. I think
I
that
feel
wins
like
the
the
competition.
mullets are permed.
Yeah, I think you're going to want to curl. I think you're going to want to see some grease in there too, like a styled grease, not just like an
Well, then some
unwashed.
people do like the racing stripes on the side where it's shorter. I mean, there's definitely different ways you can go about it.
I've
There
never,
has to be-
I've never
there has to
had
be
a mullet.
categories.
Mark, did you have a mullet when you were younger ever?
No,
You might have been a little.
I never
too young for
did
that.
the rat tail. Chris might have done the rat tail, which I think is infinitely
Dirtier?
more disgusting.
Yeah, it's called a rat tail.
It's more dangerous for sure. Definitely.
Yes, it's more
It
dangerous.
definitely
for
lives in
sure.
the margins. That's for sure.
I can tell you this though, when I'm doing karate, I can't whip my mullet and take out a bad guy, but I could definitely whip a rat tail around and maybe take out some bad guys.
Which is more threatening, a rat tail right down the center or just off to the side?
Well, off to the side.
No, center. That means you're a focused person. You can have a measured rat tail.
You
Off
can
to the side
forget about
means-
it. It's not your problem.
Off to the side means I cut my own rat tail.
did
and I
it
can't
myself.
see. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing. Is what that says.
How about this? A bead. One single clay bead at the end of the rat tail.
Well, that's where my weapon comes in. That's when you're
Okay,
swinging
okay,
around
that's
my
right.
head. And
That's where
taking
Cameron hits
people out.
himself in the eyes with the bead.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
I'm just nunchucking myself. with my
Out of
rat
all
tail.
the trendy haircuts that we've all done in our lives, I guess my child, and you guys too, the most forgettable one was the bowl cut.
Bowl cut.
Which I think we
Yeah.
talked about, we all had at one point, but I kind of
Like a
just
little
did
dickhead, don't you?
anything. Well, you do. You look like a dick, a walking dick,
Little penis.
walking, talking penis.
Circumcised though. Circumcised dick.
circumcised.
It's a head,
Nonetheless.
An uncircumcised haircut would look weird. I don't even
Is
know
there
how it
one
would be.
haircut you wish you could pull off? Not even that it's cool, but you just don't have the hair for?
Well, it turns out long hair. I tried, and it wasn't good.
Well, yeah, touche.
I thought it was going to work.
But as far as like just a 50s style back part goes, it's like you got that down pat, man. That's your hair is what it is.
Yeah, I know, but you still want to have cool long hair. And I thought that would look cool long, and it didn't on me. I looked like Severus Snape. Well, my hair did. I looked like fucking Silent Bob, but...
Sometimes I wish my hair was a little wavier, a little curlier like Mark's.
So I have thought that...
Well, when you have curly hair, you want straight hair. When you
Yeah,
have straight
grass
hair, you
is
want
always
straight hair.
greener on the other side.
Grass is always green.
The only reason I'm happy I don't have curly hair is because I look Jewish enough that if I had super curly hair or more, I'd be like, yeah, it's too much. Like, we don't got to triple down on it, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I am Jewish. I look Jewish because I am, you know, so I should probably stop bringing that up. It never comes out good.
What, that you're Jewish?
Yeah. It's always
bring
in
up
the
your Jewish-
negative term. I enjoy our culture, some of the food, and our sense of humor that I believe we inherited from them.
Hey, mazel tov.
L'chaim.
Taking a drink there, taking a little pull.
L'chaim.
So Mark and I are getting calf implants. Jordan, what are you getting put inside of you?
I think I said a nice juicy ass.
Nice ass, juicy butt.
Wait a minute. You've been complaining about your chin for years. We can just pop,
We're
we
just
can pop the
attacking
chin
me
on there.
now. Yeah.
Lack of chin?
You've been saying this for years.
I got no jawline, but if this was Cameron's way to roast me in my physical
Gotcha.
I'm just saying.
You're
Hey,
getting
this
a Jay
is-
Leno.
This is your moment, baby.
yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to have a chin or a jawline, which
We're gonna give you a John Hamm butt chin,
That'd be great.
chiseled and perfect.
Then I could be is that the only thing keeping away from being a leading man? Just a nice.
Kind of, yeah, because you have the hair for it too. That's all it is.
Well, cool. I guess sign me up for that. And it's
You
not.
looked a little too proud there, a little too happy.
No,
about
I
that.
was really trying to come up with a good comeback, but just nothing came. I just blanked on it.
Turns out Mark goes just the body modification. He's like, I'm just gonna get some lumps in my forehead, maybe like some horns up here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
those
you're going to go
guys.
for the elephant man. That's a bold choice.
I'm going to go the split tongue.
I was gonna say you could do that, so I could just.
Do you remember this show in the maybe mid 2000s? It was.
Ripley's
Believe it or not?
No, yeah, that's where you definitely saw
They were always showing us cat and lizard people, and
I believe that people want to hook their back up to like a brace
Oh,
situation.
like-
I got it. We've seen it. I'm not doubting that this exists, Ripley's.
yeah, it's gross.
Believe it or not, I don't want to see this. Keep it going. Move to the next fucking segment. Here's the deal, though. Do you remember that one show that was it was a remake show where people got plastic surgeries to look like a celebrity?
No. I mean, there were a few different extreme makeover shows.
There was a lot of extreme makeovers. Was just essentially you are very, very unattractive and you're about to divorce your spouse once you get beautiful. That show happened, but they also had one that said like make me look like a celebrity. And they'd be like, I want to look like John Hamm. It's like, well, we can't really do that, but we'll sure change your face if that's
I want
what
to
you
look
want us
like
to do.
Jack Nicholson now.
Oh, cool. You're just gonna have to start drinking and get bloated. And then do
Done
some
and
weird thing
done.
with your eyebrows.
Oh, cool. That seems easy. I'm doing it right now.
There you go. Yeah, it seems like Leonardo DiCaprio signed up for the Jack Nicholson now look. He's kind of morphing into that.
If you could take a celebrity looks, who would you do if you? Let's not say if we were going to do a celebrity makeover, but if you could just have someone's looks without the physical, alteration.
You mean, I guess like I don't know, like Brad Pitt or something, just someone really good looking.
Maybe that's too pretty. I
Elvis
don't
in
know.
his last month.
Okay, so you're going with a similar Jack Nicholson vibe.
Yes,
Cool. The average man. Well,
Do you know when
above
Elvis
average
died?
man.
How old he was? He was only 42.
I was gonna say like 40 something, right?
I thought he was.
Oh, you would know. You've seen Elvis twice in theaters.
Yeah, and then I watched all the YouTube clips just to double check what they got right and wrong. It turns
I
out he was
watched
only
Lilo and
42.
Stitch.
There's something like that he had from all the opioids, like 30, 40 pounds of just shit inside of him.
Yeah, it's a constipant. You gotta.
In his
Counteract
last
that somehow.
performance, it looks like
counteract
it. He's
that.
moving around. He's like, Jesus, I'm just all
Cup of coffee.
But he nails. There's this really good last performance of he sings Unchained Melody, and he's so incoherent announcing the songs like I'm playing Unchained Melody, and then he
You
gets
smell like shit.
yeah, but then he gets to the piano and he starts fucking busting out some keys and sings it like beautifully, and then it's sad because he's gonna die in like 2 weeks because he was full of shit and opioids.
That's kind of my biggest fear is dying some way. Like, oh, did you hear Cameron shit himself to death? Like dysentery, just something like that. Or like, oh, did you hear that like dick cancer? Like something very specific, like that.
So I'll give you a thought that aligns with that. Anytime, public service warning. I'm gonna speak about adult situations. Anytime I'm like jerking off, I'm like, God, I hope I don't die now. Because this would be like real embarrassing to like get found like this. Like I really
I'm pretty
don't want to
sure
be found
there-
like this. And I'm not
pretty
even.
sure-
I'm just talking just A to B normal jerking off, not like audio.
No, but your phone's in your hand,
Yeah.
John. Who knows what website?
And I'm pretty
It's like,
sure
this
there
is
is a
no
big
way to be
spike.
found.
I think there is a huge spike of people like 35 to 45 dying of heart attacks looking at porn too.
Oh no, I guess I got to quit porn. I'm in that age bracket now. I'm in that.
Or if you're going to look at porn and die,
Don't
just
want to be
make
another statistic.
You just want to make sure what you're looking at is something that all your friends would
Tasteful.
approve of. Yeah, something tasteful.
Yeah, but like
I was kind of joking about this the other day, but I'm going to start getting into movie parody porn, just like Star Wars and things of that nature. I've never seen anything like that.
Like the Lois, like from Family Guy with just the big tits out. Like,
yeah, stuff like that. Yeah,
you've seen those.
Well, but like I'm talking specifically movie parody pornos, like Young Frank and Dick, just dumb things.
Okay.
I know those exist.
Back to the good old days.
Yeah.
Keep it
Let's
simple.
get back to just doing parodies again.
I think it's out there. I think, you know what I thought the other day?
They're always poorly named, like Harry Cocker and the Order of the Penis or something like that.
Luckily,
just
though,
take a little more time to workshop it.
It seems like the James Bond series, the movie franchise, they just did it for us. Don't they have things like
Kind of.
Octopussy and stuff like that?
That's true. I mean, the old ones, yeah.
Yeah. Those were... No, I didn't want to make that joke. I'm not going to touch that. Never mind. I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to pivot. I thought this...
Future Cameron appreciates it for editing purposes.
Well, do you want to hear it? Yeah, whatever.
No.
With all the amount of porn that's in the world, don't you think that we would all personally know somebody that does porn? OnlyFans.
No, you probably
OnlyFans.
do.
Like, I don't
That's kind of
personally know
opened up.
somebody that does OnlyFans. I do think I know somebody in the grade below me that ended up doing it, that we grew up in, but that's it.
Yeah, I knew a handful of people back home that are doing it. Did you not see the documentary The Most Hated Man on the Internet? That kind of touches on something similar.
No. Is that they're just like everybody
You
knows
can just
somebody
go
does
out,
porn?
though. Jordan, you can make an OnlyFans. I think it was supposed to not be like a porn site. I think it's just for like
This is how I knit.
artists and yeah, right.
Oh, just like
But
a
I
shared
think
platform?
you could make one right now.
Oh, yeah, we
Sell
could
your
all
feet
definitely
pics
do it.
for $5 a month and probably make some buku bucks.
I like how you're like, it doesn't have to be sexual. You can just show a little ankle,
Just show
little
your
skin.
feet.
Well, it's a
Show what you're
slippery slope.
comfortable with, and then we'll see what happens.
Once you start making that money, then you start.
Yeah.
I've said
Show
this
the
before,
tramp
and I'll
stamp,
say it
show the-
again. I have a
show the
beautiful
dick.
arch, and I am totally willing to sell feet pics. I just don't I don't think I'm exactly the main market, you know?
No, but imagine even $150 worth of just exposable income a month.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You're looking
that'd
for a
be better
camera?
than working.
Look at that foot right there. Look at that.
It's a nice foot.
That is a fine foot.
And
the
once
foot of a dancer.
and now we're an OnlyFans. We're not even a podcast anymore. We're just launching. What do you guys want to call it? Urban Hermit. That's a good OnlyFans name.
Yeah, I guess.
Kermit.
I've got what I could only describe as hobbit feet. I won't show them on camera, but I don't.
Well, that would
They're
mean that they're big, you know?
Well, I don't know about I was gonna say more like hairy and gross.
Hairy? Okay. Yeah.
He's got the size 5 max.
Size
How he
5,
got
and I'm
caught for
always
the murder.
working. That's how you get popped.
That's how you get popped.
So what you're saying is I should now on these walks, like wear rubber gloves, act like COVID.
Wear the wrong size of shoe.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Would you
I'll
rather
start
be
doing
so
that.
small that you have to shop in a children's section, or so tall and so big that you can only do like a big and tall store?
I think you know the answer.
I think I'm going to go kids because they can still make that shit stylish.
Yeah, but big and tall, you
cheap-
have a
it's
chance
cheaper.
that you could have made it like a D1 college, you know.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm wearing a lot of Marvel stuff, but it's fitted and it looks fine.
You're wearing a lot of like big dog t-shirts.
Yeah, stuff like that. You know?
I still would as a kid. They'd just be form fitting and just be like big dog.
Well, here's the problem, though. Like, big and tall stuff, it's always just, we made it big and tall. This isn't fitting you. It's just, oh, you're 6'7". Well, it
We
could
try to
also fit a
gauge it, yeah.
500-pound person, just in case. So, like, that's the
Just like
problem with that kind of
FUBU
shit.
jerseys.
I think if you compare the two's life, it's way easier to be a petite person than it is a giant person without making.
I think you tend to live longer. I mean, we know that much.
I had this thought.
Do
that-
the petites live longer?
Well,
I think it's more just like
real
the bigs.
bigs don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
This may be morbid, but there's no way Shaq's gonna make it to like 80, right? He's gonna have to die young just from being
would-
Shaq.
You'd think. I mean,
Seems like
we
he's
know he has
lived it
bad-
up and given up his all, you know.
How old is he, though? Like 50, 60? 50
I think he's
something?
already past.
He's probably in
like,
his
now
50s.
He's in borrowed time now.
I know. Count your blessings.
How old was Andre the Giant? He wasn't crazy old. 40s?
He was
had
young.
a different problem.
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on there. He actually had giantism and was like an alcoholic. So I think there was I think there was a couple things playing in there. But what are you gonna do?
He lived to be 47.
Oh, that's not terrible. I mean, it's
he
not,
lived to be 40. Like that was like an accomplishment.
I thought it was like high 30s, low 40s. So
Oh,
like
okay.
at least that got close to 50. 50 is kind of the benchmark. Like that's young to die, but like that's you lived half
You
a
lived some life.
century.
He-
Yeah,
it turns out he probably didn't die of giant Giantitis or whatever. Giantism. Sorry. It just turns out.
I don't think it's something you catch. Yeah, I don't think it's like a.
But we've all heard.
Contagious.
We've all heard that Andre the Giant drank 400 bottles of wine a day. It's probably just his diet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you shouldn't. Yeah. Like no matter how big you are, you probably shouldn't be drinking barrels of wine. You know what I mean?
Oh God, I'm done drinking wine. I'm done getting drunk off wine. I've decided. Did last weekend, and God, I woke up with just the worst stuff. Like too sugary. I can't have sugary things anymore as far as alcohol goes.
You need like mixing water every other one because it dries you out, dehydrates you.
I just can't do wine. Wine just destroys me. It has to be either just now a seltzer, a hard seltzer, or a light beer. That's like all I can. Well, and like hard and tequila and whiskey and vodka, but
I've kind of haven't been drinking a lot, but
I guess I don't do wine. I just don't do wine.
I could have like anything you want. I could have like moonshine, malt liquor, but wine just makes my tummy feel bad in the morning.
It's too sugary. Can't do it.
It's a nice warm buzz, though. I do like one glass of wine is nice with dinner or something.
Yeah. Oh, it's great getting there. It's just the next morning is never worth it for me. It's always the worst hangover. Is there an alcohol that you have a worse hangover with than wine? I ask you.
Then wine, worse than wine.
Yeah, I think that might be the worst I feel in the next morning.
I don't get drunk off wine enough to know. I'll get like a buzz and I won't get hungover. So whiskey.
It's usually like a day full of like after a 4th of July where it's just all light beer, where it's like just like 15 light beers.
Yeah, drinking that much carbonation just gives you just gut rot the next morning.
You're always bloated and shit. Yeah.
I mean, you guys are a little bit younger than me, but it is true. The older you get. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you could have 2 beers and you're like, I think I'm hungover from those 2 beers. Or you could have like 6 and you'd be I'm not even.
We've definitely reached that age, I feel like, Cameron, right? Like where it's just like.
It's rolling the dice. You never know what's going to get you.
What's confusing about it is sometimes you think you'll be hungover because you had
and then you're not.
Yeah, and you're like, well, I had like 6 beers. I should be hungover, but I feel okay.
Those are the days that I always realize, like, oh, I drank water and ate like a sandwich, right? But like, I'm like, oh, I took care of myself. That was the difference. That's always what I realize, though. Whether or not I hydrate or not, really. Because
I'm on baby watch, I'm trying not to drink to where I'm buzzed or hungover because I don't want to go into that process. Buzzed.
You guys have a bag ready?
Well, then it's now.
Well, Jordan, then it's a TV sitcom episode of the baby episode where Jordan went out and got a little drunk. He's hammered. What? It's that episode, you know?
Yeah, but it'll be more like a dramedy. I don't think it's going to be cute
it's not going to be Friends. I'm describing Friends. You're going to be getting like
my guess is it'll be Ozarks or something. It won't be cool. Like it'll be darker than that.
Well, Jordan, when you have kids 3 and 4, you'll be at the casino like the night of. You'll be like, "Wow, fuck."
Just like whatever. Scott Jones.
Just like. So here's one thing I do want to do. I want to pass out cigars, but I hear people don't do that anymore. Wasn't that depicted in TV shows?
We talked about this last week, but I think I'm done with cigars. I don't enjoy them. I've tried, and I love the idea of it. I wish I did. I really wish I did.
Mark, now that I live in the middle of nowhere, well, back in Iowa, I got a garage and I got a little deck. I think I'm going to get into cigars now. Just a little me time.
Mm-hmm. But he means like Swisher Sweet Wood Tip.
Cigarillo. Yeah, an owl or a Swisher.
Cigarillos. Get into cigarillos. You don't get into cigarillos. They get into you.
They get into you. All right. You strike me more as a clove cigarette kind of guy.
Whatever.
No, he's not dark and mysterious enough for
whatever's in the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's like a cigarillo, right? Just something I don't have to use my fingies for. I can just put it in the mouth, just chew on it, and let it dangle.
Oh, God, I know we've talked about this before, but that's one thing I can just never condone. People that will just chew a cigar that's like unlit and just get it all.
They just won't light it. Yeah, that's a golf thing. That's a golf course thing. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, because it takes forever to smoke a cigar, and you know what gets in the way? Swinging golf clubs.
Like if your whole thing is like if you like the mouth buzz, just do chew at that point. It's less gross than you like having that soggy dick in your mouth.
I'm gonna grab another libation and I'll be right back.
I'll wait here. Since I bought my golf clubs, I've still yet to golf with them. I've done Top Golf twice.
Let's go before it gets
too cold. I'm down with that. I know there's a bunch of cheap places by me that I've still never.
I'll come out your way and we'll go golfing.
What's today? Today's Friday. I'm free the next 2 days. Let's go golfing. Jordan, oh wait, you're gone. I was about to say Mark and I are going golfing this weekend. Never mind.
Oh, cool. That sounds fun. If you guys want
That's exactly where Megan would love you to be on the golf course, right? Baby.
Yeah, in Illinois.
It's happening now? Okay, well,
Yeah,
I'll be there in
right,
6 hours. We're like just starting to tee off.
I mean, if you guys want to come to Iowa and golf, we can probably swing it. I don't know.
I know the usual.
We're pretty much on the
spots.
clock. Our due date's not till a little bit later, but a week and a half ago, Megan went to the doctor and she called me from her appointment, and she goes, "Hey, they're doing some more testing on me. Just FYI, we might have the baby today. Get all our shit ready." And we didn't have our shit ready, like the go bag. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Just grab everything we need and like get over here if I call you." I'm like, and I just panicked.
I'm anxious. I would have that go bag ready at like 6 months. I'd be like, just in case. I don't know. I just want it here.
I don't even know what goes in a go bag.
It's just pretty much.
I'm putting.
That's
My
what
Nintendo
I thought, you know.
Switch, goldfishes,
Less is more, it turns out. You're not going to want all that stuff, is what they say.
Capri Suns. Oh, actually, Capri Suns have a recall because there's some sort of like poison cleaner that accidentally got put in the pouches.
Yeah, I think it's called Capri Sun.
Yeah, watch it. The cherry ones in particular. They're like, we're pretty sure a cleaning solution got put in those. So
Well, I
drink
apologize. I thought I had my go bag ready, but I guess I don't anymore. I got rid of all those goddamn Capri Suns.
Oh, do you and I crave all the time, but I'm never gonna buy those like little Kool-Aid like twist off plastic bottles? Ah, those are so good. But
You've seen the meme or the Instagram post that we're all drinking those wrong, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
bullshit.
learned like 10 times and I still don't. Apparently, we're not supposed to like just rip those caps off or something, but I don't. It's like a straw. I can't remember.
Bullshit.
You know what the dumbest one I've ever seen is of all of these? It's where you put a McDonald's box on top of your drink. Get fucked. Who's going to be able to have like this?
Oh, yeah, and the straw sticking through.
The straw sits off in the middle, and they're like, it balances itself. Unless you play Jenga and take one fry away from there, and then your fucking Big Mac dips.
Yeah, topsy-turvy.
Get the fuck out of here.
What we've all been doing wrong is those little wax bottles. Turns out, you're not supposed to just consume the whole. Did you guys eat the wax bottles?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh,
I ate
those
them
little
whole.
candy ones?
Yeah.
Well, I think you can. I mean, there's like,
You're supposed to drink
but then
them like a psychopath, like a
Supposed to drink it
sociopath.
you're not supposed. Yeah, it just sits in your stomach for 7 years or something like that.
There's another
What
thing we've
candy
all
do you
been getting
think was-
wrong.
What was that?
Just God doesn't exist. Some people believe he does. No, I'm joking. Go ahead, Karen.
What candy do you think did the most damage to you in your life? Mine's either Mega Warheads, Nerds, or Sprees.
Damage
like
from
sour
what
Skittles.
standpoint? Like our teeth are like.
All the above. I know that Mega Warheads definitely stripped any enamel I had as a child.
I'll give you a weird one.
Those were baby teeth mostly.
Those are baby.
Did you bite on those?
No, but they were so acidic that those would just rub the inside of your mouth raw from like the acid and shit, where your tongue would just be like sandpaper.
That's a good one. I wasn't as big into the sour as you were, so I didn't like run into that. Did this ever happen to you? You get Jolly Rancher at school. You either win a prize or somebody's handing about whatever. You got the Jolly Rancher. You ever bite down on it when it's almost done? You're like, oh no, I'm about to lose my teeth.
Yep,
And I think these ones are permanent. I can't lose these. That's going to be a big problem. And then
Jolly
you-
Rancher may be the most stuck together your teeth can get is when you chew into those and they get that clamp on.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
it's stuck
that's
to your teeth.
that's the
a
most
scary
afraid
pry
I've been
apart.
from candy for sure. Charleston Chews in the same boat. I didn't realize Cameron.
You're doing it wrong, baby. You're doing it wrong. You've been getting it at football games in the fall when it's like 30 degrees and like they're frozen.
I
You
didn't
need
know
to get
they
a
were
room
soft.
temp.
So you don't like the frozen Charleston Chews? You like the room temp?
I
gummy.
didn't know there
Why
was
would I want a
room temp.
challenge? This is a snack. This is something to enjoy, Mark. I don't want to fucking shatter my teeth to get to the
You like
nougaty center.
Which flavor do you like?
Classic vanilla, but I also love
Yeah,
strawberry.
Are there really
Classic
other
vanilla.
flavors of Charleston
Strawberry,
Chews?
chocolate,
Strawberry,
vanilla. You
chocolate.
got 3, baby.
What are you talking about?
Neapolitan.
I did not know that at all. If I ever got a Charleston Chew, it was
It's vanilla. It's vanilla.
Are you guys more of like the fruity candies or the like chocolate side? of
Chocolate.
things?
I flipped when I was
hate fruity
little.
candy.
I was a
Are you
Skittles
saying like
Starburst guy.
gummies?
That's
Gummies, I'll
those are
say.
fruity.
Oh.
Those
No,
are fruity.
I'm as far as candy goes. Now that I'm older, I'm more chocolate. But as a kid, I was
Where do you
Twizzlers.
Where do you throw a
Fruit by the
Tootsie
foot.
Roll?
Tootsie Roll is chocolate.
That's chocolate. That's chocolate.
And then if
Chocolate, but there's gummy aspects
it's
to it.
it's technically
It's
like
a chewy.
taffy. I think it's
Taffy,
chocolate taffy,
taffy.
is what it is
I
considered.
think it's in a category of its own. It only comes from banks or parades. If you got Tootsie Rolls in your house, you're
Oh, he was just at the
I
4th
do
of July
like
parade in
Tootsie Rolls a
Manchester.
lot, though. I do love a Tootsie Roll.
If
Even
you
like
have
the
them at
big
your
ones when
house.
they get thick and it's too much, still love it.
Do you like the non-chocolate flavored ones?
Oh, yeah,
not
I
as
do, I
much.
do.
Well, it depends. It really depends.
not.
Sometimes
I do not.
it's
I'm
a,
waving my finger at it. Get the
Yeah,
fuck
he's
out
wagging
of
his finger at me.
Sometimes it's a happy surprise. Sometimes it's too creamsicle-y, and it seems like a cream soda of the Tootsie Roll for me. You know what I mean? Not for me.
here. I agree.
So maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. there's a lot of fruit candies that I like that don't correlate with the fruit itself.
Oh,
I'd say
yeah.
most
Like
of them.
I like watermelon, but don't necessarily like watermelon flavored things. And same with banana.
Well, okay, I agree with
I'm the
watermelon.
opposite. I like
Watermelon's too
artificial watermelon candy.
But
I don't like real
the fruit.
I like real bananas, but I do not like artificially flavored banana things.
Oh, that's a big one for me. I hate like banana runts or banana.
Here's
love
one of the
banana
funniest
runs.
things.
Banana run.
My college roommate, he told a story where cars were getting broken into and people were stealing stuff in their high school parking lot. And his girlfriend's car at the time got broken into, and they took like their CDs and cash. And she had a bag of Laffy Taffies. And the person stealing stuff from the car took all the Laffy Taffies but left all the bananas.
The banana. That's so sinister.
That's a sticky bandit type situation.
That's
I
a
like a
sticky
calling
bandit
card.
right there.
I
And
respect
Then we got
that
his
actually.
fingerprints off those banana Laffy Taffies. He's a
That's
the
dumbass.
banana
true.
Laffy
Just take
Taffy
it.
banana bandit.
The
I
banana
like the
bandit.
banana Laffy Taffy, which is great for me because
Oh,
no
they're
one
ass.
no one likes them, and
They're
I'll eat
awful.
them. No, what's
They're
gross
just
is the
awful.
green apple. Green apple candy, anything is. I fucking hate green apple.
What about those little caramel suckers that
the
are?
only thing that's passable.
That's singular. That's singular, and they cut it with
Singular.
the caramel. I like green apple.
Actually, time out. Those get stuck to your mouth. That's
Those get
actually
stuck to the
something
roof.
that those will stick your
That's
teeth
true.
together.
That's true.
That's like on my. I think I'm losing not only my teeth but the top of my mouth.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
losing
roof of my
whole
mouth
fucking
is
roof.
coming with this.
So I do enjoy the flavor of green candy, like green apple flavored things.
Not for me.
As a standalone, but once they're mixed in with other flavors, it's too strong of a.
Yeah, it stands
Flavor.
out. But I've said it a million times, but that's what ruins Skittles. You used to be able to take just a mouthful, and it didn't
I
really
absolutely
matter.
hate those Skittles now. It's all you're having is green apples.
Honestly,
Skittles.
Skittle Green Apple might have come up just under Harry Potter in this podcast of how much I hate it.
You hate Harry Potter?
No, but it comes up about every podcast. There's the Harry Potter topic, and I hate Green Apple and Skittles.
Well,
ruined
now
it.
that we're to Harry Potter corner, I am on my walks, trying to avoid rotting corpses or missing people, wherever they are.
Sure, don't see the connection yet.
Wallabies, yep.
No, so I'm listening again to some Harry Potter book on tapes or music, whatever. Go check out Highwire. They have a new song out. Can't remember the name. Fill in the
Do
blank.
we? Oh, slow down.
Yeah, Slow Down is, relatively new, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
I've listened to that a couple
Thanks,
times.
Jordan. Appreciate that.
Anyway, though, the more I listen to Harry Potter, the early ones, like 1 through 4, Arthur Weasley is so bad at his job, and it's highlighted. It's highlighted entirely in the Wizarding World Cup. He can't use British money like pounds. He doesn't know how to start a fire. I'm like, what do you fucking do all day? Plus, there's wizards that come from Muggle families. It's just infuriating. I think there's a reason he's poor, because he's shit at his job.
Oh,
He's bad with his finances.
He's just bad. He's just bad. Sorry. Anyway, that's Harry Potter corner.
I saw a tweet today that it was like the biggest flaw in the Harry Potter series is that it takes place between like mid 80s to 90s, and not once do they mention that the Bulls are going on an insane run.
That's fucking great.
I like that. Or like Michael.
Oh, that Cameron, that game, that like free roam game.
Oh, the Harry Potter one?
Yeah,
It's
it got
been pushed back again.
Got pushed to 2025.
Jordan, I've talked about this, but it's
It's gonna be
25.
fucking awesome though.
There's going to be. Luckily, that's going to be on PlayStation 7, though.
Yeah, but that means
gonna
they're
be
like at least
amazing.
taking time and like they want to make it good.
I sure hope. It's been pushed back now like 3
So,
different times, but it's going to be fucking dope.
Because I don't pay attention to release dates of games enough, but more movie release dates. If a movie's pushed back, you're like, oh no, they got problems and it's going to be bad. I assume that's the same with games, right? If they keep pushing back a release date?
It depends. I mean, a lot of times they're testing it in beta, and it's fixing the bugs, and they're trying to take out all the glitches. But I mean,
if this game is as good as like GTA, like Cameron, this could be like
it's going to be my
most
favorite
favorite game.
game. It's just free roam, choose your own life, Harry Potter. It's right up my alley. I'm going to love it. And it takes place in like the 1800s. It's just old school
That's
wizardry of stories we don't know and characters we don't really know. So it's going to be cool. I'm tired of waiting though, because it was supposed to come out like mid-COVID.
You know what? They're on the flip side of that. Skate 4, I feel like they're like coming out earlier than we all expected.
Oh yeah, okay, Jordan. So you didn't get in on this, but the Skate series,
I've seen it. I mean, I've seen what it is.
It surpassed like Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk,
It became so cool and realistic with the analog features and stuff. But it's like one of the greatest skate games. But they've waited so long, like years and years between each release. And it's like even a joke in the commercial where they're like, It's almost like that Rick and Morty thing. Like, oh no, we'll be out in like a year, maybe 3. Who knows? Like
They're definitely self-aware about it.
Yeah, they're leaning into the fact like we know we wait a long time.
But they've created a cool enough game where everybody's like, whenever you do it, we'll love it.
Well, yeah, everyone's waiting on the 4th one. But what was the big deal? I know there was some like we're getting like motion capture involvement to make sure it's.
Oh yeah.
It was something like we're making sure this is really fucking good.
Like, oh, well, that's what we do now in video games. We knew that, so.
Yeah, we would
hurry the fuck up.
I started playing Uncharted again, and God, is it fun. It doesn't matter that it's a little dated doing the first one now. It's a perfect Indiana Jones adventure. I fucking love Uncharted, man. Play him over again. You still haven't finished the last one, I don't think. Play the fucking last one.
Shut the...
How, you watched the Uncharted movie, right?
Yeah. No, I haven't actually.
Oh, well, they don't because they take a lot of plots of the 4th game into the movie.
Shit.
And that's why a lot of people were also pissed off. So finish the game first.
Yeah, but that's on me. That's on them for not playing the 4th game like in 2012 when it came out.
No, we talked about this on the last What You Watching, but Uncharted isn't a bad movie. It's a bad Uncharted movie. It's a fine action adventure, but it missed the mark of what those games are. So like,
I'm just happy anybody's making action adventure movies, though. In all honesty,
I already know what it's going to be, though. It doesn't have that same like. I don't know, mid 2000s, 90s, like practical effect Indiana Jones.
Oh, definitely.
It doesn't have enough. Yeah. It's all CGI and explosions, and like that's cool, sure.
Yeah,
it's a popcorn movie, but I missed that.
I wish all action adventure movies were set. The movie was set between 1919 and 1945. I wish every action adventure movie was set between that time period.
Just so we don't have to have stupid stuff in there.
No, it's just got a beautiful look. You know?
Oh, Mark, this is going to get your dick hard. There's a documentary on Netflix. I think it's just called Bank Robbers, but it's a documentary about, I guess, a huge bank robbery in Buenos Aires from the people that robbed the bank. I don't exactly know. I just keep seeing like a thumbnail for it, but just a documentary on a huge bank heist in Buenos Aires from like both angles, interviewing, I think, both sides of it somehow. Which seems like
snake is unfurling.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Mark loves a good bank heist, and I do too.
I really do.
You saw, what's the Chris Pine movie? It's a Western/bank movie. Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water.
That's
a great movie. That's such a great movie.
I'm saying Chris Pine is underrated. I've been saying it for a while.
I agree. But
I like him in roles like that, where he's not trying to be like a heartthrobby type of guy, even though he kind of is.
He is a heartthrob.
He has more of a Ryan Gosling performance in that, but without it being overly annoying that he's not saying much.
One of my favorite things from that movie that I've taken, you may not remember this as much, but at the end, spoiler alert coming up, so just listen, whatever. You either saw it or you didn't. So at the end of the movie, when Chris Pine's talking to Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges sits on his porch and he takes off his cowboy hat and he rests it on his foot. Oh, that's a sick move. I want to get a cowboy hat just to do that. Such a sick move. I don't know if that was direction or Jeff Bridges came up with that or that's what real cowboys do. I don't know, but I'm like, that's a cool move, bro.
Okay, now we're talking hats. There's been a few times I've had to wear a cowboy hat.
This has got to be our top 3 categories: hair, hats, Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Jesus
probably.
Christ.
If you could pick a hat to wear non-jokingly, what would it be? Because honestly, wearing a cowboy hat feels kind of good, but I want it to be closer to that Indiana Jones like cowboy hat, you know, where it's kind of more of an adventure.
So the problem I've run into with cowboy hats, I'll reference City Slickers.
You have way too much sparkle on it. You like it more of a
no. I just think I don't look I do look Jewish enough. I don't look like a cowboy, right? Sure. But what type of cowboy hat? Are you talking like a Stetson or one of those flat?
Hey, I'm asking you. I'm just saying, if you could pick a hat, what would it be? Because mine's kind of leaning more towards Indiana Jones.
It'd be hat. Mine would be a Dust Bowl Grapes of Wrath type fedora, a brown one. One a little worn in.
There's no bigger hat there's no hat that's taken a bigger L than the fedora though.
I know.
In recent years,
which is such a shame because
it's such a cool hat. But then you got your guys wearing the plaid shorts and the fedoras.
Hipsters ruined it. Hipsters really ruined the fedora.
Yeah, we did.
I think I could pull off like a nice newsy hat.
You do. You've done it before.
One of those little driving caps.
Yeah, but like a little bit bigger, like pomp one. You know what I mean? Like more of a Peaky Blinder one. I think I could still do that.
Top hat ever going to have a resurgence, or did we just have a mistake with that one?
I don't know if it was a mistake, but I don't think it's coming back. Not in the mainstream.
What a shame.
I like a nice Shriner cap.
Oh,
I
someone
think you could wear that. I
smaller.
think you have to be the trainer.
Something a little smaller, maybe a tassel.
The Gentile yarmulke, if you will.
I think you could wear it as a yarmulke. I think you just have to cover your head.
Yeah, I think that's all the
capacity
rules
wants.
are.
Like, I lost my yarmulke, but will this Shriner hat do? They're like, not only will it do, we fucking prefer it.
Or one of those beanies with a little brim, made you kind of look like a skateboarding poser.
See, Mark, I was going to go more. You know those like.
I went through that stage like in the
Yeah.
2007.
See, Mark, I'm going to take that a step further. I'm going to be the Jew that just has like one of those cat in the hat like hats, but those like multicolored, like fun, like on the I smoke weed ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember the
Johnny Tsunami?
Do you remember? Yeah. Like it ties at the end. Oh no, you're talking an actual.
Well, that's
tall
like
hat.
the- those are like
Jordan, you're
those
talking
fake-
the do-rag.
I'm talking. Not,
I mean,
yeah,
ties
that's
at the
a
end-
nice
ties at the end.
do-rag.
That's a bandana, I believe.
To keep
Ties
my
at the end.
waves in place, a do-rag, like the
Wave check.
wave check. We're all doing it.
Thanks for checking out Urban Hermit, the whole gang back together. If you like what you heard, like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. If you want more content out there, make sure you check out the whole Majestic Jam Network. I'm Not Crazy, Urban Hermit, Cult Classics, and the Highwire Podcast. And we'll check you on the next one.
Bye.